Hey, hi, welcome back. So, guys, as part of the today's session, let us see how exactly we can configure, I can say the installation of this detox we can do in your machine. So, which we can call it as an environmental setup or the installation that it is required. So, here, if you look at this installation, basically, we need to install detox globally, and of course, we need to install this detox specific to your project. So immediately a question that comes in our mind, Surendra, why exactly we need these two? Is it mandatory? So one thing that I can say here is basically this detox for the project is a mandatory chunk. Whereas the Detox CLI, which is a global installation, it's an optional thing, but it's a highly recommended for us to install. The reason is once after the Detox got installed and everything got done, we will be executing the test scripts. Whenever you are executing the test scripts, where exactly the Detox got installed, we need to run the commands from that particular folder if you haven't installed it globally. For suppose if you have installed this particular detox globally, so whenever you try to run that particular command, right? So I wanna run it on an iOS simulator, I wanna run it on an Android simulator, such kind of a commands, right? Whenever you try to execute it, automatically your detox would be recognized and it will execute further. Just like how exactly we are installing Java globally or configuring the environmental variables, that kind of a setup. So which is mandatory to have this particular detox globally installed. So what I'm gonna do right now here is let me pull my terminal. Okay, let me pull my terminal. I need to install this detox CLI, and that too this should be a global. So if you let me maximize my screen, and if you look at it here, basically npm install, okay, npm install detox CLI, and of course it's gonna be the global. So here you need to install the node ahead as a prerequisite. So let me consider as a Mac user, we will be looking at the Windows, the Android configuration later. For now, let us consider that iOS configuration part. You should have an Xcode in your machine, which is a mandatory thing. Okay, you should have an Xcode in your machine, and of course the Mac should be of latest version. And on your Xcode, install the iOS simulators, whatever you want, and of course install a homebrew basically to your machine. That's going to be the command line tool itself. Install the homebrew, followed by let me show you that how exactly this homebrew looks like. So it's going to be a terminal based command itself. So homebrew, okay, homebrew install Mac. Okay, so if you navigate to this, so this is the command. Okay, this is the command that it's being populated. Just copy this particular command, install homebrew, and put it on a terminal. Automatically, that will be installed. That's it. Homebrew is the prerequisites. Xcode, you need it. And also for the Xcode, you should have the desired simulators on which you want to work it. And of course, whichever the Mac you are on, that's fine. You just need to download the compatible Mac version related to an Xcode, and it's a OS specific simulators. That's it. Let me switch back to my terminal right now. npm install global CLI. Let me install this particular one globally, this detox. Okay, see here, added seven packages in. Okay, that's fine. And after this particular chunk, we need to add one more small tool basically. So this tool will help us in executing on a simulators basically. Okay, so this particular tool, Apple simulators basically, this is used precisely, okay, in order to work the execution related to the simulators. So here I'm installing. Okay, okay, so brew install. Okay, so this particular command, hit enter. Okay, so this allows this particular machine, or I can say that this detox, to work on this particular iOS simulators. Okay, so anyways, as said in a previous session, we are going to work on an iOS simulator on an Android real, and on an Android the real, and as well as a virtual devices. To work on this one, this is required. Okay, no applicable formula with the, okay, it's not working. No formula or cracks. Okay, so let me search this particular command in the Google once. Okay, it should work. Okay, somehow it's not working, but anyways, let us see this. Okay, so no available formula. Okay, so here, so this is the one first we need to install. Okay, then after tapping that, then the repository. Okay, so prior to that, we just need to run this particular command. So go to the terminal. So hit this particular one, the tab, and after this particular tab, then run that particular command. Okay, then run this particular command, hit this enter button. And in the meantime, what I'm gonna do right now here is, okay, so Detox mobile automation. I'm navigating to the Detox official website itself. Go to the documentation, and if you go to this particular environmental setup, okay, if you go to this particular environmental setup, let me scroll down. So here, this is the command line tool that I have installed, and even they have given this a tab, and as well as this install this one. I just skipped this particular tab because of which I got an error. Now I just hit this particular tab and then this particular command. Both the things as per the official documentation itself. So I'm not referring to any other sources. I was just referring to this particular official documentation itself. See here, this time it ran successfully. So this, we can say that this is a prerequisite that we need to focus on your machine precisely related to this particular detox. In the next session, let us focus on a project specific configuration, how exactly we need to set it up. All those things let us see as part of the next session. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.